Back of my house in the alley. Going to tour the garden. We got sunflowers, gladiolas doing pitiful, some ferns that we just transplanted about a couple months ago, a hosta that popped up from the transplant. We have our hollyhock. This is our biggest shade area, and you can tell by the size of the items. Hollyhock, that's a bleeding heart. These are poppies we started from seed. The biggest thing you see is a hosta. Of course, that's a hosta. I'm not quite sure what these bulbs were anymore. It's a fern back there. This sorry hosta. It's a nicer hosta we got from a neighbor. We have in here, this is a holly, I forget which one. And there's some lupine. In our backyard, this is a chrysanthemum we've just kept alive for a couple of years now. It was in a pot. Michelle's planters. That's my garden in the back, vegetables. The carriage walk out to the street holds hostas, and in the center are black-eyed Susans. We haven't bloomed yet. We're going to first look down the parkway. This was the site of a tree that was cut down before we purchased the house. So it just grows back every year as a bush, and we do chop it a little bit. Some celosias that we had, we planted there. They're really in a bad spot. They'll never do that great. And in front of the tree, this foliage is actually, it's about 7 sunflowers. So they're coming along. I'm waiting for them to beat the tree, and then they'll be able to do their best. Inside of my house, this is basically my bulb collection and just a holding ground. What we got here are hostas. They were lily of the valleys. What you see low are more poppies that we started from seed. Of course, the daffodils, tulips, and such have come through. This is a huge mint plant. It just comes back. This is an aster. Over here we have the daylilies are blooming. We have one hosta. This is one I started from seed inside. It's doing okay. Most of my inside seeds didn't. Another sunflower. The hostas, of course, are blooming. Daylilies fade out. There were bulbs here, but once the bulbs go, it's my ground cover and hostas that take over. The irises, they've already blown. This is one sorry sunflower. It's making it. This is my oldest hosta. There were 2 other hostas on either side of it that were just that same size that we took out this year. You can barely tell. We filled in with celosia. This is a Mary Berry holly. It is different than the other holly. So in the front we have hosta, gardalias, hyacinths. That's a barberry. That's a celosia, I think. Not celosia. The thing that changes colors. We have more poppies started from seeds. All our snapdragons are started from seeds. That's an ornamental grass about 24 inches in height. It's our knockout rose bush, blooms all year. These are just 2 huge asters that I planted last year, and they're just doing great. We have more celosia. It's our annual plant basically for this year. Gerber daisies are annual. The azaleas, perennial, is an early spring bloomer. The coreopias, those are perennials. Another barberry. These are peonies bushes that we transplanted. Hopefully they bloom next year. Go across my steps to the front door, and you have ferns, 4 o'clock, sunflower. This is mostly like a hosta farm. We've taken some out of here, but they still do strong. The peonies have bloomed great. There's a barberry in there that I just gotta move. Looking out from at the front parkway. In the front parkway we have This is supposed to be the hosta ring, which we have, and then it's supposed to get taller and taller on the inside. Now, I had a whole bunch of canna lilies, meaning 5 or 6 more, and as you can see, somebody ate them, and so they didn't grow, but luckily they didn't eat everyone. My coneflowers are starting to bloom. That's what coneflowers do. We're on 93rd Street here. So to get a little perspective how it fits in, and we'll go look at our full sun locations. Call this our corner diamond. Another knockout rosebush. This one smaller, was planted this year. This phlox is hanging on. These are 2 things. Hostas, of course. Annuals of all started from seeds, celosia and snapdragons. We just planted these maybe 2 weeks ago into the ground. This is our reverse diamond that we created. Hostas lining the edge. That's the spirea in front of the pole. Well, behind the pole in this perspective, these are aster. The purple ball flowers that you see are alums or zooms, I forget. Snapdragons, litter, the mix with celosia. We all got these a good price from Michigan, and same thing for, I have 4 coneflowers, which are not doing as well as the ones in front.